So let's talk about rules. Talked about a lot about them. So we're going to take this deeper dive. Here we are. So for rules, these are freely available to modify, change, whatever you like to within the platform. Key differentiator here is that you don't need to wait for us to make any changes on the engineering side. We enable you to create these powerful business affecting rules here at any time, right? So question is, how do I do it? What can it do? Well, I'll show you just through creating one here, or showing how they are created. So we'll create a new rule. And with rules, there are two flavors. We have rating rules, which affect how rates are displayed to external systems. So it's going to be your Shopify instances, BigCommerce, Magento, SuiteCommerce Advanced, whatever it might be, or NetSuite even. So those are all in play. Then we have shipping policies, and those affect how we make decisions at the time of fulfillment, right? So we'll start with rating just because it's up top and it happens earlier in the process. So for that, I'm going to go down to basically the actions, right? So understanding that the native behavior is just to return all of your negotiated rates back to the cart. That, again, may not always be ideal, especially for the customer experience or even your own fulfillment experience. So all the things you can do hang out right here, and there's a heck of a lot of things you can do here, right? But again, the most typical things we see are markups on there, and they can be different per cart, per experience. They can be, for masking the carrying service, so not pigeonholing ourselves into certain carrying service, allowing us to optimize on the back end. We got free shipping over a certain spend, stuff like that. Using certain carriers, not using as well. So a heck of a lot of things you can do here. Kind of have you read through here, and then as far as shipping policies go, and then I'll answer your question here too, David. It's as many rules as you want. You're not limited on the number of rules. You can have 1,000, you can have one. You can have 10,000. So yeah, absolutely. I would say that rules here. This is something that comes up in the implementation a lot as well, where rules feel like there's something you have to use, right? Because with some other solutions out there, you have to tell it exactly what to do at all times. That is not the reality with ShipHawk. ShipHawk is already doing a lot of automation on its own. Rules exist to complement that existing functionality. So I would say in most instances, we're only creating a few, maybe 10 rules, some 3, some more, depending on that, especially if you really hate SurePost. Want to say never use them, right? Or like Medium, some of the things too. So for drop ships, we will get there. I will tell you, as far as drop shipping, we have modules for alternate return addresses, so changing the origin address on parcel labels. Also for branded packing slips, we have a full HTML liquid editor for packing slips as well, so you can do your double blind shipping as well. We have a lot of customers who do a ton of blind shipping on that. So, and then so I'll answer this question too, since we're here on rules. This is restricted to only admin users. It's not just just your new warehouse guy or gal coming in here affecting your rules. No, we don't want that. That is gated by role within the platform. So very good. So as far as that goes, the rule creation, then you have these rating rules. As far as the shipping policies, the list is different because we're going to do different things at the time of fulfillment. So again, those branded packing slips for your drop shipping, right? So and I know that drop shipping could also mean as far as someone else drop shipping on your behalf as well. I'll leave it to basically the more blind shipping relationship today. And then a lot of different things as far as applying service days filter. Maybe I promise getting it there within X amount of days. ShipHawk, please choose for me the best carrier service that gets it there within that promise time as well. As far as third-party billing situations as well, automatically setting those accounts, collect as well, recipient as well. So a lot of different things you can do here. What I want you to take away from this is basically a lot of those things that you're doing manually today are going to be things that we're automating for you. Because yes, you could do it manually, but why would you? Is the biggest thing I want to cover here. And so for instance, I'll just say, hey, let's just do as far as a rate, we'll just make a simple one here. So this like kind of markup rate by this percent. Let's say nice little 15%. Then when does it happen, right? So a lot of different things you can qualify it with, right? So you can see a bunch of different standard order data like, address centric, customer centric, item centric. Also, if you already have product categories and subcategories set up, that's a really easy way to set up rules based on the type of product it is, which is pretty nice to have. Further, if there's something in here like, hey, I don't see this certain field that I use in NetSuite to, for information that triggers things in my existing solution, then I'd say, well, cool. Well, we can map that over, and we do that via reference number mapping. So any custom or native field at the header level from the sales order, transport order, item fulfillment, wherever it might come from, then perhaps something like maybe you call it ship via or whatever. Then if it contains this field, then do this, right? And the criteria today is ANDed criteria. So if we add more, it means this and this must be true for this rule to apply. Good news is that here early next year, we're making this a more robust solution as far as flexibility for rules, more comparative operators and or switches, else if, all that different fun stuff you may have today or want today. We're going to be adding that in to make rule administration even easier than it is today.